Back with us is Geraldo Rivera, the veteran Peabody Award-winning journalist, NewsNation's correspondent at large. Geraldo, you've been following this story closely. Thoughts?
Well, first of all, I wasn't sure, Dan, whether you were speaking about Venezuela or January 6th, because the comparison could not be mistaken. I have a lot of experience in Venezuela. My old daytime talk show used to air there. I used to go there and do the show in Spanish every couple of weeks, every year. I was there in 2004 with former President Jimmy Carter, who certified that election in 2004 for Hugo Chavez, the mentor of the dictator Maduro. They said Jimmy Carter said that election was fair. However, as you are reporting, Dan, everybody outside of the Maduro camp, with the exception maybe of Cuba, understands what has happened here. Maduro has lost. He has wrecked this country. This was a beautiful, middle-class, wealthy, relatively wealthy country, the wealthiest in South America, the largest untapped oil reserves on the planet Earth lie under the Venezuelan soil. And yet they have destroyed it. This is why there's been such a big spike in our own illegal immigration over the southern border. It is Venezuelans fleeing on foot for the disorder and the chaos. And now the brazen thief has held an election. He has clearly lost. He's refusing to yield. Gonzalez clearly won. It's all a question of whether or not the Venezuelan army backs the dictator or backs Gonzalez and the opposition.
And Geraldo, when it comes to sort of the lessons for this country, right, I guess it depends on who you talk to, because if you listen to someone like Seb Gorka, former Trump official, who continues to promote this idea that the election in 2020 was stolen, this is what he has said about Venezuela and comparing it to the United States.
If we don't get things right here, we turn into Venezuela. We've just witnessed what that really means.
You know, there have been others who have been suggesting that as well. Seems like it's a tough argument to make that somehow looking at Venezuela supports the idea that the 2020 election may have been stolen and 2024 could be that as well.
Personally, I think that's preposterous. I think Gorka is paddling up a stream there with no exit. It's ridiculous. Every court that has reviewed it, and dozens of courts have concluded that the election was a fair election, that the count was legitimate. You know, it was extraordinary in that it came during the pandemic, but it was the reason I broke with Donald Trump after years of supporting my old friend was that he was convinced, I'm sure, or maybe he was the chief convincer, that he wasn't going to yield office. He wasn't going to surrender the White House. So he came up with this cockamamie, the election was stolen, and really stabbed the Constitution of the United States in the back. You can't mess around. When you have honest citizens legitimately counting a vote in a democracy, you've got to go with the count. You've got to go with the forces of democracy, and you can't use it subjectively. You can't say the rules apply to thee, but not for me. It's so disappointing to me that he ruined his legacy by doing that crap.
And if you don't, my concern is what is happening there could potentially happen here, although I still have faith that is not going to happen. Anything like it. We shall see. Geraldo, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.